Share. All right. Here is our meeting notes. All right. Do I have any typos, Sarah? Is this the right day? We good? All right. So, here is for your points, 10 points. What's your favorite class on your pathways? So if y'all have taken your pathways, there should be maybe a fun class you might have taken. I actually just learned that you guys, if y'all are not doing your pathways, you guys are missing out on quite a few things. Century 21 offers a really cool coaching program. I don't know what's happening. So, tell me what your favorite class on your pathways is, and actually give me some feedback and tell me what your least favorite class is, or maybe and you could do this on the crew page. Tell me what's going on with your pathways if there's something that's too long. So, what's really cool is Renee Tillman, Liz Berg, and Trisha gave me some feedback prior to us going to California. And what's really funny is they actually took our notes and they revamped all of the pathways so that way the searches are easier. And I think they're doing a couple more things. That's really cool that they're actually accepting our feedback. But the reason why I'm asking this question is y'all on the pathways or in the Century 21 University, there are a lot of opportunities for you guys. Um, and I thought it was pretty cool prior to going to California, but now that I've seen a lot more, I really want y'all to encourage taking some of the classes. Taking some of the classes on how to make calls, doing your scripts. Um, and I've always been against scripts my entire life as a real estate agent because I hated the reading of scripts. But what I did learn when I went to Century 21 is they give you the scripts, you rephrase it, and I always knew you can rephrase it, but they teach you how to have it in a different way. So one of the fun things I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks is I'm going to teach you guys uh how to have really great conversations and we're going to role play in here. So I'm going to set up some scripts classes and they're going to be earlier in the morning. I'm going to I've talked to my husband about getting the kids dropped off super early so I can get here about 8 or 9 o'clock. But if you guys are doing real estate full time, it should be fairly easy to hop on and do some of these. But we have production coaches online. You have coaches that will help you do your social media. You have coaches that will help you build your business from scratch on Century 21. It's a matter of tapping in and utilizing the tools. I have a coach that's going to help me grow the company, help me put together better classes, and also help me um, teach you guys how to grow and scale your business. Y'all, everybody that we met at the Century 21 conference, and there were a lot, they were closing 50 to 100 transactions a year, y'all, a year. And I can tell you that we probably only have, in that world, we only have one. And it's because of the way they show up, how consistent they are, and how motivated they are. So I'm going to start reaching out to you guys individually. I'm going to start tweaking how y'all do your business. And hopefully I can push y'all above and beyond. And with that, I know some of y'all are like, I can barely manage 5 to 10 transactions a month. There is a possible way to do that. So we're going to work on that. 50 points if you add one blog post to your Moxie website screenshot and post it to the crew page. Y'all can do a blog in like 5 minutes. And we're going to talk about some of that today, maybe, but I'm going to be teaching you guys how to grow your business. I'm going to be teaching a lot more classes. I met brokers who are teaching 3 classes a day. I'm barely teaching 2, and I'm complaining about it early in the morning already. So just FYI on that, there is going to be a lot of information that's going to be getting pumped to you guys fairly quickly in the next couple of months because the market is shifting. A lot of everything that I'm teaching today is about what's changing in this market. All right. Ah, same slide, same slide. Y'all are gonna see this slide over and over again. I told this to y'all last June, and now it has come out into all the articles and everything. The market is not just barely changing, it has changed in Houston and the surrounding areas. We are in a full buyer's market. Whether y'all think so or not, if you're representing buyers, you really, really need to do some of these things. Learn about the grant programs. We learned last week, and I have been reaching out to lenders, that there is a zip code. um, there are grants for certain zip codes. I'm actually going to fetch the zip codes at some time this week, and I'm going to share it with you guys. And all we have to do is mark it to that zip code and say, hey, if you live in this zip code and you want to move out and you want to become a homeowner, let me make your dreams come true and let me move you out of that zip code. And if y'all move them from that zip code out to a different zip code anywhere in Texas, they get $8,000 towards closing. And that is just cash to them that they don't have to pay back. It's not a loan or anything. So they can go to closing with $0. That is an incentive program. You guys really, really need to. Trisha, could you send out a group text? I haven't been able to do it. My phone, by the way, is unable to. I have things to say. I can't send group text messages right now. And my phone, by the way, if y'all hadn't get responses from me, I have been texting every one of you. For 2 days, no text messages has gone out. I just found out yesterday or the day before. So the grant program, guys, I'm going to share that information. There are a lot of incentives. You guys should be incentivizing your buyers and talking to your lenders with, hey, what kind of incentives can you offer to my client? Seller, what are you willing to give to my client? Do you want to build something, add something for me, give me some appliances, contribute towards closing or whatever it is? And those listing agents, if y'all are listing agents, y'all should be offering incentives. Y'all can offer BTSAs, just don't offer it on social, on the MLS, but y'all can offer it on Dash for it to spit out onto your website, and you could share those off our websites. Negotiate for your buyers. Get your ABRs if you don't have it, your MRPs, actually your SFR. The only reason why I didn't put it in here is because I don't want to teach it again anytime soon, but I may teach y'all really, really small sections of it. And right here, marketing to sellers. I actually have 2 more slides to go with this. Marketing to sellers, create your listing presentations, market change, knowledge, pricing skills, and lots of education. So with that, your interest rates has gone down and it is going further down. Actually saw a pre-approval letter for 6.25%. With that being said, depending on how good your credit is, you probably get something in the 5% right now. And if it continues on this pace, we're going to be at 5% fairly soon. And so that's a great sign. So not only can we negotiate on pricing, the interest rates are fairly low right now. And then there are great home buyer incentives. Okay, so let's market to the buyers. Number one thing that I learned last week, and I've been preaching to you guys, but I'm going to stick it out to y'all again, is videos. Short videos and long videos. We're going to teach on both. Trisha and I, am I recording this meeting? Oh, yes, I
Yes,
am.
it showed you were recording.
Perfect. I just want to make sure I'm recording. So Trisha and I, and and you guys can use it too, but if y'all like it, y'all can get it for your own. But we bought a cool little tool. I've had one a long time ago, and we had an accident with it. But the problem with it was I had the tool, did not know how to use it. And luckily it was broken because I ran into somebody that was selling that exact same thing. I'm like, oh yeah, I love it, but mine's broken. He's like, come here and let me show you. Um, I'm not going to tell y'all what it is until I have it in hand here. It's going to get delivered here. I got a couple of things from the convention, but the conference. But one of those things is a video making tool that is going to have a teleprompter as well as image editing, and it can do your Matterport. It's actually known as a Matterport killer right now because it's a very inexpensive version of doing videos and setting up the floor plans of your listing. So I'm going to allow you guys to borrow it from me, but I think what he said was you're not going to be able to like just log into multiple phones with it. So we'll work on that, but I want to show y'all how it works. But videos are great. And I'm going to show y'all which ones y'all can be doing or should be doing. Um, you need to be talking to buyers. It's going to be a great time to invest. Actually, not right now, but I can tell you 6 months from now, buyers needs to be dropping a lot of cash on their properties. So we're going to have a good buyers and investors market probably for at least the next 2 years. And that means that if you all these other people from the NAR lawsuit, they're focusing on getting sellers. If you will just, I don't know how you're doing that, not drawing on my screen, but it's there now. Um, from the market that I went, it's very similar to the 2006, 2007 market. You got a 2 year pocket, and then once everything normalizes in the economy, it's going to shoot back up. So everybody that's buying right now or has money to buy, it is a great opportunity for them to buy now, make the money later if they can sit on it and wait for the market to go back to normal. With that being said, I am going to teach probably one or two investor type classes. I have not taught you guys on investing, working with investors, only because it is a whole different realm. But I want to teach you guys how to make enough money or so much money in sales of real estate that y'all are going to have enough money to invest on the other side. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities. If y'all are, let's just say you've got to sell 10 homes to break even, pay all your bills, have enough money to go on vacation. I want y'all to sell 15 homes, and those 5 extra homes that you're selling, I want you to take that money and I want you to throw it into some real estate because it's a really great opportunity for you to make a commission and also to have equity, to be able to sit on equity right now. Now, I definitely didn't teach y'all that 2 years ago because that would have not. I'm glad I didn't tell y'all, hey, go out and buy houses. I'm telling y'all to go out and buy houses, not now, but in 6 months from now. But until then, in between, I'm going to teach you guys how to do a couple of classes in between because right now is going to be the best time to make those investments because I can tell you in 2 or 3 years at the end of this, when the market goes back up, it's going to be really hard to buy at the prices that we're getting right now. You're going to have to wait another 18 years, maybe. Okay. So just FYI on that. A lot of companies, a lot of people, a lot of real estate agents are getting out of this market because they don't know what's coming to them. And I know what's coming to them. And that's the reason why I'm teaching you guys how to shift now, how to have good conversations now. Does that make sense? All right. Good morning. Learn how to negotiate, guys. We're going to teach on negotiations a little bit in the listing class, but technically it's a listing class, so I'm going to teach you guys how to handle pricings and things like that. But you need to learn how to negotiate. Look, when we look at supply and demand later in the classes, y'all are going to be able to see, oh my God, yes, I should have room to negotiate. Learn great scripts or great conversations. I hate calling them scripts because I've always been against reading things, but Century 21 says it's not, it's just learning the basics of it and then adjusting as needed and get to know, oh, That's a mistake. Nobody caught it. Wait. Oh, Lori. Okay, whatever team she's on, she gets points. Okay. So, by the way, if you're new to the office, if you correct me, you get points for your team. So it is actually a good thing for you to correct me. And we do this to make sure you're paying attention, and only Lori's paying attention right now. It's not doing it. Okay. We're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over lending in a second. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, we're gonna go over that in a second also. Um, so get to know your local market, be consistent. That means that if you're having conversations on social media to your buyers, continue to have that conversation and do it multiple times. I met a guy that sold 100 homes in his first 18 months, and it was being very consistent in his message. And all he had was he didn't even have a tripod. He had his phone and I think his lapel, and that was it. And so Trisha's like, "Yeah, we were sitting here and we were in shock of uh of him." And I might be able to pull him up a little bit later, but be consistent, target your renters and educate them on the buying process. Talk to them about the dream of home ownership and build great relationships with a lender, okay, or lender or lenders. That's going to be great. So while we're here, Danielle brought up a really good point. So we're going to talk about the rule that just came out with the FHA. So, right, FHA says, the administration says we're no longer lending to illegals in the US. Am I correct? Okay. So in the past, has the FHA lended to illegals? Yes or no? Well, no, basically it was people like legally, but they're not permanent. Correct. If you have an I-10 number, are you illegal or not? With I-10, yes. But, are you illegal with an I-10? Yes or no? Yes. No. No. You're not illegal with I-10. So there's where the confusion comes in. However, the underwriting is stricter with the I-10 loans. It's always been stricter with I-10 loans because it's based on how long you're going to be living here, how long have you been on your job, how set up is your paperwork, what's your status now, and what your plans are going to be. So technically, FHA or any lenders have never lended to illegals. It's just now they've become more stringent, and because there's a couple of people, and there's always one or two people that's always trying to get in there and get in there, and they're finagling with the paperwork. And so that's where the issue is. But there are still I-10 lenders out there that if you have an identification number, you can still get the loans. It's just still harder to loan and get the loans on them, but they haven't done away with the I-10 loans. There was like some program that's yeah, and that's going to be for this credit, yep. So they can't qualify anymore. So DACA is going away on May of 2025. So you only have a short term doing it. But how many DACA transactions have you done? You've done a lot of them. Then we need to sit down and have a conversation with that. If it didn't affect your business previously, it's not going to affect your business moving forward. But for you, there are workarounds for that, okay? But still, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there's loans for incoming immigrants. There's different types of loans that you can still do. But the key word is illegal. It's illegal. So even for some of DACA, you are registered and you still have an ID, or you have a passport, or you have information, or you entered properly. Does that make sense? Now, from my understanding, I think there's something with, uh, I think I might have taken a glance and I heard that temporarily there's going to be no green cards issued. That might become a problem, but not right now with this particular type loan. Does that make sense? Is the key word is illegal. So everybody that you have worked with in the past technically isn't illegal. They've either had an ITIN number, registered with DACA, or they were approved with the right information. If you really, really read into it, it's just targeting those lenders who are trying to finagle with the paperwork, which is really funny because in the market I was in, and I've taught on this in the short sales class, is one of the biggest things was lending crimes, where back in the days, we would get a fax and you could see the little white outline on the application or over the number or something like that. And it happens in markets like this because people are like, oh my God, I really, really need the business. So that is criminal activity and criminals helping illegals. Okay. But really, in y'all's situation right now, the I-10s are not being affected. Does that make sense? Um, if there's more information on it, I would definitely let you know. But there's never been any loans for illegals as it was. Okay. Does anybody have any questions on that? Anybody online that has questions on that?
I do.
Anybody here? Yes. What's the
Do
question?
we? So before, when I worked in leasing, we would actually have to go onto a website and like verify whether or not an ITIN or a social is real.
Yep.
Is that going to become an issue that we have to deal with ourselves, or is that going to continue to be on the lender side?
So let me answer that two ways for y'all. Okay. So one, it is a lender responsibility. It is not our job to verify I-10s or socials. Well, with that, I'll give you points for asking that question because that brings me over to leasing because we've had some issues with agents who were like, can I lease? Can I help people with I-10 numbers or no permanent residency for leases? As a listing agent, if you are the listing company and I am your listing broker, I'm going to tell you you need to educate your landlords. And if there is not sufficient identification number, reject the tenant unless you're getting 12 months in advance in some sort of way. Okay, that's as a listing broker. Now let's swap my head out now. Now I'm the tenant agent. All right. I'm going to represent you and I'm going to say it's going to be very difficult to find you a house, but you can still represent them and find them a house because at the end of the day, who makes a decision on who is authorized to live in that house? The landlord. If the landlord says, I will take you if you're breathing and half drunk and can't even see straight as long as you pay me, and they approve, and that listing agent is representing them, we found the house, we did our job, right? Got it? So I'm okay with y'all representing your people from other countries, your I-10s or whatnot. It's a matter of do you what is your status? What can you provide me with information? I'm going to tell you yes, I can or no, I can't, or maybe, and I'm just going to call around and find out. It's the same as someone calling in with a 500 credit score or five broken leases. I'm going to try to make the calls for you, but there isn't like a 99% chance I'm going to waste my time. But I'm just going to educate you at this moment. You need to improve your credit score and you need to figure out if there is a way to get those broken leases removed. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck buying a home because that's the only place you're going to be able to live, right? You have broken leases, it doesn't show up on your credit report. You can still buy a house, but you can't rent a house anymore. So if you have a 700 credit score with five broken leases, you can still buy a house. Does that make sense? So as a listing agent working for us, you may not say, hey, landlord, let's just take anybody and everybody that comes in, even if they don't have the number, right? But as a tenant agent, y'all can represent them all day. Question. Yeah, absolutely. So question is it appropriate to text a listing agent if you know that your client's I-10? Absolutely. Before you submit an application or pay for an application fee, hey, listing agent, my clients have an I-10 number. They're well qualified in income. They have the money. They can pay double deposit. They can pay 6 months in advance. They can pay a year in advance. Send it over there and then let them decide. Because let me tell y'all, if y'all are running I-10 clients and y'all are running people who are just struggling to get a home, what did I tell y'all? Anybody in here? What did I tell y'all to look for? You look for homes that's been sitting on the market for 3 to 4 months. Now it's more negotiable, okay? Or you find out what their credit score is and see if they can buy. And then if they have that much money, maybe they can purchase a house. But let me take a look. So I'm not going to call Alex that has a listing that just came up 7 days ago. I'm going to call maybe Claudia that has a listing that's been sitting on the market for 60 to 90 days. And now I know that landlord is losing their mind because there's 10 other listings that are sitting there. Does that make sense? Does this make sense to everybody on the call? Yes? Okay, good. Y'all, I make the most serious face when I'm speaking. I did not know how scary I look until I see the pictures and the photos. I'm going to try to smile. I saw. All right. So build great relationships with your lenders. The reason why you want to build a great relationship with your lender is you want to be able to call that lender and ask them any question anytime during the day. Don't just build one relationship, build multiple relationships. So that should have an S. Okay? Fix myself. All right. Market to sellers. The reason why it's red is it's going to be the sellers market is being like, I mean, real estate agents, that's all they want right now. And now they're freaking out because they're sitting on, y'all have like 8 or 9 listings. I'm your broker. And I have like 8 or 9 listings. I have some that's about to go on. I'm about to put one up today. I'm just sitting here and people are calling me to list their homes. And I'm like, I'd rather work with a buyer right now. But with that being said, we marketed so much to sellers that we're so good at doing it right now. But the problem is the home prices are too high. Even my seller called me. He's like, Lisa, should we drop the price? Yes. He's like, okay, what do you think? And I told him, he goes, ooh, that's a lot. I was like, well, I mean, we either are gonna do it or we're not. I was like, I went with what you wanted. Now we're here. You're gonna listen to me now. Yes, I'll listen to you now. And he understood the market because prior to taking his listing, I educated him. So if you want to market to sellers and you want to pick up more business and you want your for sale by owners, you want to do more videos and you want to do educational market changes. So you can literally turn on your social media today and say, do y'all see the market changing? Homes are sitting on the market for a lot longer than 20 to 30 days. Is your home priced properly to sell? That video alone can get you guys a good following. Does that make sense? Reach out to me and let me help run some numbers on your house to see where you're priced at. And so that's really why it's important to take the listing class today, because if we're taking listings today, I don't want our average sold days to be 100 days. I want our average sold days to be 30 to 45 days. But right now, the market is sitting at 5 months inventory. That is a full buyer's market. 3 months of inventory is a seller's or an even market. We're at 5 months now. And that's not including all the inventory on all the new builds. I can tell you the developers are calling me and saying, Lisa, what's going on with the market? And I don't know. I guess they must trust me, but you guys should trust me too. Know what's going on in your market. So wherever it is you have that listing. So if you have 10 listings, you need to understand that that subdivision is its own market because it attracts its own people. So every single time you're looking at a market or your subdivision or where that listing is, you need to know what the supply is and what the demand is. And I'm going to go over that today. You need to be able to negotiate with your clients and let them know, hey, in exchange for my services, I'm going to do all of this, which no other agent can do. But I'm going to go out and I'm going to pitch your business. I'm going to have people do open houses and things like that. And by the way, if you guys are new, y'all need to be doing more open houses. There's for a while, there was nothing y'all could do with an open house, but right now, buyers don't want to sign buyer's reps. So what are they doing? They're walking into open houses. And the way you're going to win them at an open house is by having the right conversations and giving them the right tools when they walk out the door. And we're going to be gathering that information. We're going to be pumping it out for you. We've always had it. I just don't think it's being utilized enough. And we're just kind of re-rolling it out. Okay. Um, get to know your local market. So big market already, we're in the buyer's market. Get to know that local market. What's happening in that area? What's happening in that zip code? What's happening in that neighborhood? How many homes are being sold? For 4 years, the most homes listed in my subdivision was probably like 6 homes. Right now there's 30. It's a lot. Back in the days, everybody wanted to move in my neighborhood, but now it's like I'm waiting for the prices to drop so I can get my son to buy his first house in our neighborhood and make him live right next to me so I can drive to him. So I've already had him saving money and everything. So end of the year this year, we're gonna buy a house, whether it's gonna be in Austin for him to rent out or in our neighborhood for him to move back to, and we'll rent it out while it's sitting there. So with that, you need to be consistent. If you're targeting your sellers, you need to be consistent in your message. Target distressed properties. What are distressed properties? Come on, guys, wake up. It's Monday. For sale by owners. See, it's right there. For sale by owners is probably considered distressed. They know they're not going to make the money. What else? Divorces, your short sale properties. Anybody that has
Foreclosure.
bought, go ahead. What's that?
Foreclosures.
Foreclosures. In short sales, yes. Anybody that has purchased a home 2 years ago. In the year 2022 to end the year of 2024, you go into MLS and you search people has bought those dates. There's a pretty good chance they're backwards right now. They bought at what, 8%? And they bought at the highest dollar. Remember 2 years ago when I told y'all do not go in and pay high dollar and let your clients know. And remember, I was training y'all on this. I told my clients we're not buying at that price, and we reduced our price by a lot. And that's why the only reason why he has equity in his home right now. But you can go in those dates and find people who's purchased in your area and you can send them notes. Or have you been considering refinancing or selling your house? Because a lot of those people, they're backwards right now. They don't have any equity in their homes and they're probably trying to get out because their payments are too high. And I know because a lot of y'all are coming to me and it's like, my clients are backwards. What do I do? And so I've been like, I had a conversation last night. I picked up the phone and the home comped for 225,000 and they owe 242,000. So I had to talk to her and explain to her what type of conversation she needed to have. Does that make sense? So y'all need to have those one-on-one conversations with me. Call me and have the conversations with me. I will teach it to you fairly quickly. Okay? Yeah, it's happening a lot. Because in my neighborhood, the prices dropped by $80,000. $80,000. It's I believe it's almost $9 or $10 a square foot. So on average, $80,000 is the price drop. But in new build communities, up to 200,000. Okay. So you guys, y'all want to do this? Y'all come talk to me and I'll show you what to do. Learn about the short sales. Short sales are really, really important right now. And we just had the 8-hour class. I taught it. Liz was the only one that got certified because she paid for it, and everybody else at least got the information. But it's really great information. Okay. Oh, Lori, block her. All right. The Highlands, y'all, Caldwell companies called us and said, "Hey, you haven't visited." I was like, "We were scheduled. Remember last year we scheduled, and then the tornadoes came through." And it ripped up half of the model home that we're supposed to be in. So I don't have the address, but It is a private tour just for us, and it's a golf course community. I need for you to RSVP if you are going. Is it on the calendar? It is on the calendar. I need you to go to the calendar and hit RSVP. One, I need a head count. Two is a private tour. They gave me a limited amount of numbers, but I don't want to stop y'all for RSVPing because I may be able to get a second slot if needed, depending on how many RSVPs we have. They're not doing this for everybody. They're doing it for us. And then they have another slot, which is public to all agents, but they only limit to a certain amount of numbers. They're going to give me as many slots as I'd like to have, but I need to have this information. It is a golf course community. I've sold in there. I really like it. The only thing that scares the crap out of me is the last couple of times the tornadoes hit, it hit right there because it ripped out the tree of the house that I had sold. But I really wanted that tree out, and I just said, "How did we get that tree out for free?" The tornado came like literally 2 days later and ripped it right out. And it was the only thing that was damaged. The tree went opposite side of the house, took out to the neighbor's house, but didn't damage ours at all. And I sold it, and we closed. And my clients were so happy they didn't have to pay to get the tree cut down. All right. So here is something that was really cool. Y'all see that audience right here at the bottom, right here. Who spoke on that stage in front of that audience? Well, because we only got a corner of the picture. There's more room. Trisha's like, there was more room than this a picture. And then there's people lined up on the back wall, y'all. I spoke on the same stage as Mike Ferry, who started the Ferry Foundation. Y'all, Tom Ferry is his son. Tom Ferry learns from Mike Ferry. Cool. Anyway, and I did sit on stage with the bunny ears. We were the two most popular agents in the entire place because we had the bunny ears. Everybody wanted our bunny ears, mouse ears. I kept calling them bunny ears, but Mickey Mouse ears, y'all. We bought them at a gift shop off campus. But with that, we learned a lot. So I think there were 8 of our agents that were actually invited that didn't go. And it was the only reason why they didn't go is one, we've only signed up with Century 21 just a few months ago, y'all, 6 months ago. And so it was kind of a lot. Trisha and I actually weren't planning on going, but at the last minute, we're like, let's just go. And it took us forever to book it. But with that, guys, there is going to be another one that is going to be people from all over the globe that's going. Okay. So in order to be able to get invited to some of these, you one have to be a top producer. Two, you have to have a leadership role. Or three, you're doing something on the Century 21 site that is making a difference or giving impact. And by the way, Renee, your video ended up on the big screen. So I think Renee popped up, Ron Young popped up, Annie popped up. I need to probably get a picture of the or the slide, but oh, you turning on the magazine, but it was yeah. So they when I was speaking, that was pulled up in there, just say showing how people implemented our tools and stuff like that, and they thought it was really cool. And but what's really funny is this middle stage right here, the one with the big red, I was on that stage too. On day one in my tennis shoes, my mouse ears, and I was waving a red flag. The guy said he liked my outfit, and I ended up dancing on the stage. So there's a very short video of me bouncing around on stage modeling my outfit. It was really weird. But so I was going with the theme. But anyways, we had a lot of people that just loved our ears. Y'all, we learned a lot, and I'm going to go over that with you in the next couple of slides. And then y'all are going to start seeing changes. We're gonna start implementing it because, I mean, we're in their system. We might as well use the system, and they are teaching us a lot and how to make money and how to grow your business. So, I've been calling y'all because I know what you're wanting to do, and now I want to help you implement it just a little bit better. We're going to tweak it and we're going to rework the way you're doing business. So, I learned how to do, we learned a lot about YouTube content, Google content, Google reviews, what to do in your Google page, how to manage your Google page, what you should be doing on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. That is might be a little bit different than what we're doing now. And building thumbnails. So I've already taught y'all many times, like y'all should have a thumbnail on a lot of your videos. We need to implement that thumbnails on all your videos. Okay. So kind of cool thing. That was a Olympic gold medalist, Carrie Walsh. And she's won gold 5 times, and she was telling us her story. It was really, really cool. But I just wanted to show y'all that I got to speak on the same stage as Mike Ferry, and I thought that was really, really cool. So there that is. And so pick one row. Okay. So are you closing 50 to 100 transactions a month? Okay. So if any of y'all are doing any of one of these rows, then you should be able to close 50 to 100, because really this is all that it takes. 3 videos on social media daily. That's 3 daily, 21 a week. If y'all are doing that and you're not closing 50 to 100, then we're not doing enough. Educational video or new build tour a week. Now, that is on YouTube, and that's a 30-minute to an hour video. 30-minute to an hour video, one educational video or a new build tour a week, meaning that you're posting a video of you talking about a new build, walking through a house, showing the homes, opening the drawers, talking about why you should move here, what's going on with this community. 30-minute minimum to 45-minute video should be able to help you build your YouTube channel. Your YouTube, anything on YouTube needs to have just what I have. So I'm actually going to remake all my videos. I'm going to publish it to public. Thumbnail, video, and an end call to action, right? Or 8 client lead touch points a day. Okay. Are we calling on 8 people a day? Are we texting them and getting a response 8 times or 8 people a day? Or are we going to sit and have coffee with them a day? Because everybody who's doing 50 to 100 transactions, they're doing one of these things, one. And I've been teaching you guys on it, but I'm actually giving you stats. We learned this. CRMs, newsletters, 8 touches a year to the people who are in your CRM. I asked y'all to turn on your newsletters and set it for 10 people. If y'all have, Mike Ferry said 472 people is all the people that he has in a year, and that's where he built all his business from. He set them all up and he touched them, and at least 8 times a year he gets all his business from just the people that's in his phone book. And he's like, that's the people that I target to. Not all his clients over here, not all like the coaching clients over here, but just to the people that's out there, that are his friends and family, neighbors, and stuff like that. So if y'all want to close 50 to 100 transactions, pick one of these and be consistent in doing it. What's that? Oh God. Yeah. Okay. No, that's a lot. No. It's a year. Okay, who gets points for that? Trisha gets points for that. Okay, sorry. It's a year. Wait, did anybody online catch that? Oh, is my screen not shared? Is it? Okay. All right. Does anybody have any questions on the screen? Does the screen make sense to y'all? It does, right? And so Yes, what's really funny was I was in my garden yesterday and I listened to a 3 hour long YouTube video. And I realized you're so what they taught us is your big buyers and your big sellers, they don't go to Facebook. They don't go to TikTok. They don't go to Instagram. Your 350 all the way up people, they don't find you on, you just talk about the house. You talk about the community, you sit there, you talk to the salesperson, you piece that together, and then you go back to you having a conversation. You talk the entire time. So y'all know how I do videos on teaching y'all how to do contracts and stuff? They're like, you can dominate YouTube with just the videos that you're teaching. Shorts? No. So you can do not for YouTube. So if you're doing YouTube shorts, the it's 45 seconds or less. But that's where your 3 social media daily is. 3 video social media. So you do your 3 videos for social media and you add your thumbnails and whatever it is you're doing, you have to be consistent, but you have to be able to speak to it and you need to drop it on all your platforms and you need to be consistent. It has to be a daily thing. It's not like one time and a post and something else. It needs to be 3 videos. Google, Google, correct. Google, yes. So Google is really big, and that's gonna be a whole class for you guys. Setting up your Google review pages, making sure it's active, and then whatever videos you're posting to social media, you post it to Google, your Google business page. Apparently, none of us has ever done it. And there's a whole course. Bob Patel with Century 21 teaches a whole course on it. And he taught me 2 things. One, you can have AI, you can pay merchant and have AI pull your social media and dump it and then respond to all your Google reviews, or you could do it on your own. But the biggest thing that none of us do, including myself, is posting my clothes on my review pages on the Google pages. So all your closes, even if they don't give you a Google review, you can post that. Clothes with is so amazing. As long as you don't have their personal information and an address to it, you're set. And then any kind of short videos you're doing. So everything that you're doing at Creston, you can also post to your Google review page and put that information in because when we're searching, where we're searching, Google, right? So Google is going to be like, oh, well, if somebody search for Creston, I only post to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and maybe TikTok, where Renee is posting Creston onto Google page. Guess who's going to come up at the top? Not me. Does that make sense? So this is just a little bit of what we learned last week. Go ahead. No, you post on your own. Yep. So when they look for Creston and Creston comes up, you come up right there. Yeah. It's we wait till I show you how to implement it. I have been learning so much. Correct. Yes. But that's because in that way, so what Renee said is in order to get a video on your website, you have to upload it to YouTube. And the reason why they do that is so that way it's less memory in their systems and it's out there and it's just a link that pulls in. And it correct. Yeah, well, you know what? It's up to you. You don't have to do Um, so yes, you have to upload your videos to YouTube, but y'all, the videos at work is your 30 to 45-minute videos. But before y'all even load anything onto YouTube, let's make a date, let's have a class, and let's make sure that your initial upload is going to attract all the right people because that first one bumps you up. Now, if that first one is a dud, then all your other ones have to work a lot harder. Whereas if you get your first one up, lighting, sound, the information, your thumbnails, the way you lay it out, the SEOs, the keywords, if everything is laid out perfect the first time and 10 to 15 people see your video, then your next one will ask, they'll try to get 20 to 30 to see how it goes. But if nobody sees that first video, then you're down here and that next video is going to be down here times 0 also. Does that make sense? Nope. You can do everything on your own. You can do everything on your own with your cell phones. And if you have an iPhone, it actually takes better videos. I need to get through the class. We have a few more minutes, but we will have a YouTube video. If y'all have, I believe the iPhone 12 and up, or even 13 are still pretty good. If y'all have an outdated iPhone, please bring it to me. I'm already having enough issues with my phone, okay? So if you have an Android, I can help you set all those up. Your resolutions have to be high. It's going to pick up the right sound and everything, but your cell phones and a tripod can knock it out. One of the other things, we're going to be making a lot of changes in the office. Century 21 Corporate is actually coming to visit us in May 15th. Y'all, we are the major sponsors. We were the sponsors for the Major League Soccer, right? MLS. When the soccer games are playing, Century 21 wraps around the entire stadium and it keeps going and going and going. So if y'all love soccer, y'all need to be getting your Century 21 gear on and getting some jerseys made with your name or something like that during the games and hang out because they are marketing in our market. They're coming here to watch the games as sponsors. So I'm gonna see if I can get some tickets. But also they're gonna come here and visit. So we will be the first brokerage in the entire Century 21 everything that is going to get their soccer gear. They're going to bring some and they're going to try to leave some here for us, but it'll be really neat to see what it is. But just FYI, it is international marketing for Century 21, okay? So we're going to rearrange some things around here so you guys can make videos and do more things in the office. We've already started furnishing next door so y'all can hang out there and work on the furniture and just chill next door. But I'm going to get a staging company to go in there and help me decorate because I am the worst at decorating. But just FYI, there's going to be a lot of changes in the office only because I want to make a lot of improvements on things, okay? Moving on, we're almost done. Promise. Branding. These are some of the things that they've been doing. We've seen the Joy of Home. There's a Luxury Institute. Anybody that did the luxury class with me, I'm going to pay for you guys. I'm going to take whatever it is you paid me. I'm going to transfer it over so that way you guys can have your fine homes and estate. Okay? So y'all don't have to pay extra because it's like $300 or $400. So y'all already got treated. You're going to get treated a little bit more. It's just going to cost me an arm and a leg and it makes me really upset and sad. But hopefully you guys get some good information. The only trade-off is when I pay for it, I want y'all to take the class for them. So that way you can learn their system. So I am paying for that class for you. Everybody else has to pay for the class. I think it's a couple $100 to get in to get the certification, but you guys have already paid for one. I'm not going to make y'all pay for it again. What did I do? Okay, so branding, luxury market, network, we got to meet with brokers all over the United States at this event, and a lot of them don't even have referral partners in Texas. So we're going to build a really good referral-based business here. Network training, commercial real estate, y'all. Our commercial real estate now spits out to all of these sites, which is really cool. If I have any commercial agents on the call, newsletters, they're updating newsletters, so y'all should go and check on your newsletters, and we can now edit our newsletters. So turn on some of your campaigns. We're going to be doing something company level if y'all want to use that, but Century 21 has theirs. We're going to be getting a lot of referrals. I'm going to start pitching Century 21 awards to you guys because they're really cool. And there's tons of training that they've reorganized online, and they're constantly updating. So moving on, I think I have 2 more slides. Oh, Mike Ferry notes. Here it is. Take a picture, everybody. All right. Have a production-based schedule. Know when you're going to be working. And he spent almost 2 hours on this. I'm going to go through it in 2 minutes. Use and build a strong database. That means the people that you have, make good connections with them. That's your base on the database. And with that, you grow. Every time you meet somebody, you make good notes, you add them on. Prospect. Always look for new clients. How are you going to find your new people? And what kind of conversations are you going to have with them? We're going to be having scripts class for you guys, and I'm going to teach y'all how to have really great conversations. Strongly follow up. How are y'all following up? Are they just disappearing, or they're going into your CRM system, or you forget about them until you say, ooh, I need to call that person again? How are you pre-qualifying? What does that look like? Is what I'm doing making a profit? If it's not, what do I need to change? And a lot of y'all, number 6 is going to be really important because you're doing all the motions, but maybe you're not doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You want to see the profits, but it's not organized enough. Having a solid listing presentation. I'm going to rework on that. I'm not going over that in class today because that does take really long, and I've seen some of the really amazing listing presentations, as well as our templates. So our templates do work. There's some adjustments that we can do. Proper pricing, we've already talked about. Handling objections. When a person says no, you don't say why. Can you tell me what your thought is very different from just a why. What's that thought process with how you're feeling right now? I was like, okay, I'll take that. Closing the sale, getting to the finish line, and negotiating any kind of final terms. So those are all things that he practices and does on a daily basis. All right. Trisha and I may be the lucky ones will probably be the last ones to get to hear him speak for a while. He's got some health things going on, and we weren't even sure if he was going to show up. They're like, he was just recently diagnosed with cancer, and he was actually supposed to go do a treatment. He spoke first and did his treatment on Thursday. So, I think they'll keep us posted, but a lot of the coaching and everything that's available through Century 21, Mike Ferry actually implements a lot of that stuff, and he puts it into place, and the leadership team actually is teaching y'all using his guidelines. Does that make sense? Yes? So there's your Mike Ferry notes. We're going to learn how to be really good at this. All right, other things that are happening. Relocation, right? In Texas was the number 2 growth state behind South Carolina in 2024, remaining in the top 2 for the last eight years. Single home sales has increased. What we need to look at is 9.8%. It's going to Montgomery County. Okay, that 1.3 is all of Houston. 9.8% is in Montgomery County out of all the movements in Texas. So we were close to like a 10% of incoming movement for relocation. So with that, I want to show you guys this. I am working very diligently to set up the relocation department. And so I am just became a member of the ARA. Any of y'all can become a member of the ARA, but it's y'all can sign up if you'd like, but you don't have to because I'm already on as your broker. That just got posted over the weekend. I think I got tagged somewhere. I haven't seen it yet, but I got that via email. I am testing for the Worldwide Employee Relocation Council in order to get into all the relocation companies. I have to test. You have to have a 2-year membership. The test is 3 hours, it's 125 questions. I took the first test without doing any studies. I did make a 68. I do need a 70 in order to make an A on it, but I was distracted by my kids during spring break. So I skipped a bunch of questions and still did kind of okay. I will study harder. I'm going to make y'all proud. But once I get this testing done, and it's only 2 slots a year, one in the fall, one in the spring, for 30 days to take the test. And that's your only opportunity. So I'm getting in the next window. I'm going to take the test. As soon as I can do this, then we can start switching on the relocations. In the meantime, if y'all are doing your pathways, you can get leads. We are struggling, like we're calling, who are we sending the leads to? What do we do with this one? Who's in this area? We have been sending out leads. We send out at least a couple of leads a day, but they're not like the Op City leads that's just like $50,000 lots. They're 2, 3, up to 600. The highest one I've seen so far is like 678,000, but there is one for 400 that came in as a buy, and I believe it's going to sell, which is going to be in about the same price point. So there is a lot of opportunity there if you guys want it, okay? And if you're bilingual, we're getting a lot of hits on our Spanish page. All right, relocations and referrals. Look, Tina's name's on the big page. We are transitioning Tina out of the front and into one of the offices so she could take over relocations and referrals. Because as soon as we turn on the relocation department, y'all, everything from south of the Woodlands, from here all the way over to the other Century 21 office, if the leads come in, they're getting redirected here first. And if we're able to close a lot of them, we're going to get a lot more transactions. I actually spoke to one of the agents at one of the other Century 21 offices, and they're like, yeah, their relocation company, their relocation director has to have an assistant because there's so many reloads coming in. And so with that, we have the opportunity to pick up a lot of them because they don't have all of the reload companies turned on. And we plan to get them all turned on, not right away, because it's a process, but in the next couple of months, not only are we going to have leads, we're going to have reloads. You guys are going to have to take classes for the reloads. We're not going to push those classes on y'all right now until we get the reloads turned on. Okay. So last thing, class starts at 12. We're at 10. Is that clock right? 11:15. We're at 11:15. I will start the next class around 12 o'clock. If you're 15 minutes late, you are late and you don't get credit, but you can still sit in the class. If you're getting the CE credit, you must have your cameras on. We'll go through the rules in the next class. If you're on Zoom, you may not be driving around. Aside from that, you guys enjoy your break. Everybody that's here, we're going to have lunch delivered. So there's breakfast. Y'all welcome to anything in the kitchen. Everybody online, enjoy your another Magic Monday, okay? That was a lot of information in a short time, and I could have given y'all a lot more. All right, was that helpful? Yes? Yay! Okay, y'all, I'm gonna turn this off, and this is the same exact Zoom link as the listing class later on. I need to go drink some water.